And first up for general information,
That would be Kay Batus. Is that you, Kathy?
I am. What do you want me to do?
Did you have something you
want?
want?
Question? Are you
No, I
ready
just want to listen.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Is that okay?
That's
yes.
perfectly fine.
All right. Thank you very much.
And next up, we had Paula.
Hi, same thing. I just want to listen.
Okay,
Okay. It's gonna be a
Thanks.
short meeting.
It's okay.
next up was Tom Corbett. Next in was Tom Corbett.
I was just here to follow up with bylaw stuff on energy storage, so I could wait.
Okay, well, we can give you a quick update. The Pioneer Valley Planning Commission did draft a, what's the right word? Put together a bylaw that almost any community could use, modify it to as they see fit for battery storage. And I read through it and it looks pretty good. That's my opinion. We'll see what the rest of the board feels later on in the meeting. We can talk about it a little bit. So it looks like, I mean, we might, as soon as we'll get it onto the agenda would be the fall town meeting. But I would guess that it looks pretty good for that, possibly that meeting.
Okay, awesome.
I'm assuming that's Mr. Mahoney.
Yes. William Mahoney.
William Mahoney.
Sorry about that. I'm just from the Hampshire Mall. In case Chase Bank gets on. I know they sent you an application.
We
Is
did
who
not-
gets on, excuse me?
Chase Bank.
Oh,
I'm from the Hampshire Mall.
Oh, the Chase Bank, okay, application. All right.
It's not our principal returning.
No.
They
Yeah.
sent in their submission, but have we scheduled them a public hearing or anything, or?
No, they have not formally filed anything.
Okay,
They sent us the submission and a big box was delivered to town hall today. So I guess they are going to apply, but they apply through us. So
I think they were trying to get a response from the chief of fire department, fire chief, as well as a couple other people, right?
Okay, I mean, if they submitted a bunch of paperwork with an application and it's, I know we got an email for something. If there is paperwork in the town hall, I'll get it tomorrow.
I have it.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah. Linda brought it home tonight.
Okay,
So I can meet you at some point and drop it off.
okay. Are you gonna be home tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'll give you a call. I might be able to stop by tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. If they have all the stuff is proper. Assuming everything is good, we could set, what do you want to try to say, May 16th, Bill? Or the first one in June?
May 16th looks fine.
Okay.
For May 2nd, we have PVPC.
Yeah, well, we'd never make May 2nd anyway. With notices.
That's right. Yeah, I'm off by a week.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Mahoney, as long as everything is adequate and proper in the application stuff, we will give you a tentative date of May 16th at 6:45 for your public hearing for your, I guess you call it a bank in a box or whatever it's gonna be, and at the Hampshire Mall site. Is that okay?
Yep, I'll let them
Okay.
know. All right, thank you.
I will let you know in an email, and I will mail you a signed application with the fee, and you'll just have to pay that to the town hall.
Okay,
Okay?
all right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's see. What else do we have? I'm assuming Linda Gray's here for this, Lynn Gray for the same thing. Is that right, Lynn?
Yep, that was what it was for. Thank you.
Okay. I do have a legal bill to pay for the article, for the legal notice in the Gazette for the food truck bylaw, or the zone portion of the food truck bylaw. And that bill is for $440.26.
I'll make a motion to pay.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Okay. What else do we have?
I will say I did not have a chance to look at what Ken sent on battery storage.
It seems to be, it's written generically, so the towns have to put a lot of, insert here, insert your name, insert this, insert that, but it seems to be it seems to be well written. It seems to meet our needs too. I mean, there's a few little tweaks we might want to make. We can maybe discuss that at a future meeting once everybody had a chance to look at it.
Well, we will have, hopefully have Ken joining us at our next meeting. So
Okay, that might be a good time to look at it. Just a
He
quick
also
on the, you got something, Mike?
Just talking about Ken, he also sent us something on 40R.
Yeah, that, the way the response was written and read, I read it, at least the way I look at it, it seems like trying to rezone where the Econo Lodge is into 40R doesn't fit.
No, but it was poorly written, I thought. We need almost one of these things. If you go this way, stop. If you go this way, you got to go this way. You know what are these things called?
decision trees,
What is that?
decision trees.
Yeah, decision
Yeah.
tree. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I
We
mean,
almost need one of those. I mean, that thing was really convoluted.
the way they worded it, like if the proposed 40R district half a mile from any of the nearest residents, and then there's only like 3.
Yeah,
So I got a feeling that if the state, if we try to do that, and we can talk about this one at any time further, but I got a feeling that it's and even maybe that's a good one to ask Ken next week when he's here for the next meeting, that this Econo Lodge is truly just about a half a mile from, in any direction, there's 1, 2, 3 residences within about one to the north, 2 to the south, and the others are farther away than that. So nobody's nearby.
Yeah, we should ask Ken in 2 weeks, because I would imagine that they wrote that so that towns don't stick it off in, East Siberia, where ours isn't near housing, but it is near public transit and all that kinds of thing. So I would think it would meet the intent, but yeah, it does sound odd.
Yeah, I mean, and those are good points, Rock. You may be right, that we aren't necessarily near residential areas, but we're near, we're in the heart of
Right, exactly.
of the correct stuff they want it to be near.
Right.
Public transportation is a big one. So, yeah. Anyway, well, let's see what his thoughts are on that. So we have time to talk.
is this open forum?
Pardon?
Is this open forum?
When?
Oh, you
Can
mean,
bring
do we
anything
have anyone
up? I
else?
mean,
queued
Pertinent
up?
to housing or whatever development? No?
So we could discuss anything within the broad
Yeah.
outline. And this is part of why I put other the
Exactly.
other section on to
Exactly.
allow us some flexibility.
Just thinking about, and tell me if I'm out of line here, Bill, that property, the farm off of North Maple Street. Something is eventually gonna be done there. I don't know what. But UMass could come in and buy it and say, we're gonna put up student housing and actually put students there. And they could claim the Dover Amendment, and there you go. So I would like to somehow direct the development of that property, however it might be, to actually benefit the town. And I just thought I'd throw that out, rather than let an institution come in and nail us. Let's try to see if we can direct development in a positive way for the town. And
I would,
as far as traffic goes, they could put a traffic light in there, that's all.
Mike, one proposal has been brought to me is that if the town sweetens the pie for APR, it could remain agriculture.
What does sweeten the pie mean?
Sweeten the pie means instead of giving 5%, we perhaps could up the ante to 10%, 15%. Because our proportion, as designated by the state, is that the town has to kick in 5%.
Well, that's certainly a plan,
That would be
or,
a good outcome.
yeah.
I would be thinking the town would be willing to do that.
I would just add a clarifying comment, in my opinion, to what one of the things that you said, Mike. I don't know that UMass in that example could use the Dover Amendment, because I thought that was meant for educational use. And as counterintuitive as it may seem, UMass is not an educational use, because the building code writes the educational use to mean basically like K through 12. And I think their intent is that education, like institutional, implies people that need help, like you're in a hospital bed or something like that. Educational means you need the guidance of teachers or something like that. So higher education is actually classified as a business use. So they wouldn't get the educational access to the Dover Amendment.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I might disagree with you on that.
All right, well, I'll trade in my law degree then.
You weren't here for the 5 College Inc. claiming it was educational, or when they're gonna put a warehouse there to store books.
Well,
a library, I don't know.
Made a momentous.
Mark,
motion.
and Mark and Bill, the town of Weston, Regis College is in Weston, and Weston had no affordable housing or housing for 55 and older. So what the college, Regis College, proposed is an apartment building. However, the tenants would take a few courses at Regis College to qualify as students. Now that went back and forth, the land court, the superior court, the back, blah, blah, blah. It's been going on for 15 years. So, and the same thing is happening in Rye Brook, New York. A college is proposing the same thing. So they're looking for loopholes, but the one in Massachusetts did not come to fruition.
So
My point is, we want to try to head it off before it happens, and if we could do some planning, maybe we could.
gee, that sounds familiar, like it's something we do. Well, sure, that definitely comes under the heading of future discussion topics, because nothing we're going to solve, but it's fine to.
I think we got to keep it out there, because that land unless it's APR. Something is gonna happen there. It has to. If the price is right.
That's good ag land too.
Well, it was supposed to be an Amherst DPW yard too, Mike.
Really?
The executor administrator of the will is in LSU. He's in Baton Rouge, so someone is managing the decisions up here in Amherst, not his brother.
So for the May 2nd, we can read through the battery storage model bylaw. And Tom, have you seen a copy of the model bylaw? Did Ken send you one?
I have not seen a copy of it. I don't know if Ken's able to share that with me as of yet. I know he got permission to share it with you all, so I don't know where that sits with Ken.
Okay, I'll leave
Yeah.
that to him then. We'll definitely be talking about it. So feel free to join us on the 2nd.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Tom, what's going on with those hippies up in Wendell?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone.
In Wendell there?
Yeah, I'm just making it.
Oh, yeah, that was
You know,
just a,
Wendell is, I've read statistics, perhaps the poorest town in Massachusetts for income per capita, just something I thought I'd throw out there.
interesting.
So we have our public hearing on food trucks also on May 2nd.
Correct.
We don't have a public hearing on the general bylaws article.
That's correct. We don't, there's no public hearing on that one. That's a not required under for the general bylaws.
Before our next meeting, there will be the select board has their forum on town meeting articles. And that is going to be on Thursday, the 27th. I think it's at 7 o'clock. And that is usually a fairly, it's mainly just to put out there what the articles are all about. And it's not really a long discussion, usually takes less than an hour. I will plan on attending.
Are they available online yet so we can look them up?
I don't know. But I can check. Let's see. It would be I also understand that going forward, we're going to be changing our domain from .org to .gov.
Oh, really?
Which will result in some required changes to some of our email addresses.
Okay.
The town meeting forum is next Thursday, the 27th at 7 p.m. And I believe it will be, it says, it doesn't have a link yet. It says Hadley Senior Center and Zoom. So let me see if I can find. Let's see. See if the select board has posted the warrant anywhere obvious at the moment.
Geez, with the Russell School, Mark Dunn to put up in multi-purpose uses. Trying, yeah.
You know, I went to fourth
And
grade was.
There's a summer camp there.
And my youngest daughter's class was the only class in Hadley to attend all full sixth grade in the new elementary school, and then Hopkins for the last 6 years. So,
That's an interesting.
Does that contribute to her success, or would you say genetics is more important?
She's run the gamut.
And Joe, didn't you go to grammar school in the North Hadley?
Row 1 and 2 was grade 1, and then 3 and 4, one teacher for 2 grades.
Wow.
And the same teacher for grades 1 through 6. Mrs. Walsh.
Jill got it for good looks and those
point of general
those
information.
pearly whites.
Anybody that's watching the broadcast on Zoom or even on TV is the Hadley Mothers Club will have their annual candidates night on May 8th, beginning at 6:30 PM in the Hopkins Academy cafeteria. So,
Are you going to get up and speak? Do you need some help from the audience?
I figure
I
you
think
read
you
the article they put on me in the paper, it's like somebody's running for the 5th term, for the 2nd time, for the 1st time, for the 3rd time. I'm running for my 9th 50-year term. So,
And you're only 38.
yeah,
Yes.
so. Yeah, it's, so, yeah, I'll get up. I mean, I don't get up and blow my horn on anything. I just get up and talk about what the planning board is doing and going to be doing. So.
Yep.
What else is there to anybody? What else do you have, Mr. Dwyer?
I really don't have anything else ready. I keep on leaving the standard conditions on, but maybe I'll be polishing those up since we'll have a site plan approval project coming up. Basically all I'm trying to do on the standard conditions is it's like your insurance policy. You don't have to read the whole policy, you just have to read the declarations page. So I'd like to not have to read a 5-minute long motion. If we could just say, and the standard conditions.
Yeah, that would be good.
Well, that certainly would help you out, Bill, but does it help by informing the public?
I don't think anyone really listens when we're talking about things like that we always say the same thing, subject to approval of other boards if and as required, including, it'll be in the written decision. We'll still talk about what special conditions we're imposing, but the rest of it, I think people kind of tune out. It's like a commercial.
And we can even have a stamp, we can even have it on the planning board part of the webpage that, standard conditions, like we do the zoning bylaws and everything
Yep.
else with site plan approval. So that they want to read and to agree, if they want to actually read it as opposed to listen to it, it's a lot more comprehensive, I think, to read it slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the questions, for example, probably 2 questions a week regarding the loading for ideal storage. Probably question more to Mark Dunn. How long does that have to be sitting there?
They're taking it down now.
Is that right? Okay.
They had an excavator out there. Today's Tuesday. They had an excavator there yesterday removing dirt.
I saw that.
Well, how do they have something underneath the soil that would register the compression of the clay?
Typically, the way they do is, from what I understand, and maybe Mark has a different idea,
No,
is they load the dirt, they pack it down,
Yeah.
and I mean, when they were up there, they had a big compactor, vibrating compactor, leveling it as level as they could, and they get a transit and they measure from a fixed point. They know that it isn't going to change. Let's say someplace in the road, for example, or wherever it might be as a reference,
Okay, so,
measure the height of the dirt,
all right, that's,
okay, to the top of the plateau, if you would.
yeah,
And then they take periodic measurements, and once it settles to a certain number, okay, that was the number they were looking to settle based on the borings that they had taken. Now it's good to go.
okay.
That can take anywhere from, I'm gonna take a guess, 6 months to 2 years, depending on the soil conditions.
Because
This
they
was
only
probably the
piled it up
smallest, I
for,
think. I want to say Ideal sat there like maybe 6 months. But I think when he did Mountain Farm, not Mountain Farms, Holyoke, Home Depot, that one was over a year.
Yeah, that was certainly a little longer, right?
So the doc in the box, the walk-in emergency medicine over by Chili's seems to be closed.
Yeah, I noticed that hasn't been open now for a while. I was gonna ask, Tom Quillen, do you know anything about that?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Unable,
here we go.
able to get help to consistently keep a schedule.
That's what it was, but we did do a reinspection. Oh, I'd say Evan and I were there a month or so ago and they were trying to open up again and I guess it didn't work out. They couldn't get help.
No,
Okay, that's what I figured. They couldn't get the help. I mean, medical help is probably one of the most difficult ones to get right now. They're in demand everywhere.
well, I've got an idea that Mark Dunn can pass on to the powers to be at the University of Massachusetts. Inasmuch as that campus is only used half-time, 26 weeks, if we do need more medical personnel like nurses, couldn't they open a summer school program to have some very qualified people come out of a dormant university?
you probably know more people in the medical field on campus than I do, but I'll pass that along.
Sure, I mean, sure, they can do that, but then they'll get their degree and they'll move to another state. That's the problem.
Quinnipiac starts a program in January, and in the summer, they'll start one in July. So that campus is running full-time. And besides, they have a good hockey team.
It's not our fastest meeting on record, but I have nothing else.
Okay, good. Mike, are you gonna stay home?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's going on. I've had some
Yeah,
health issues. I'm okay. I'm getting better, but I'll talk to you about that. No problem.
all right.
Mr. Quinlan, did you have anything for us? Tommy, did you have anything for us?
Nope, just here to say hi.
Okay,
And you're gonna be getting, I'll just bring up, I think Dee Dee emailed, there's 6 pending permits for signs, and I thought maybe they'd come on today, but they'll be coming on.
okay.
Right,
Those are
and
for the
they-
signs for it, right? On Route 9?
Yeah, yeah, the ones that are to move. I think, one
Celtics game
company's
tonight,
doing
by the
like
way.
4 of them.
Okay. All right. If we
Okay,
have Nothing
I'll
else?
make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is history. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Alex.